Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Karen. I make bookish and life videos, whatever I end up uploading. It is August 7th, so I'm officially a week late with this, but this comes at perfect timing for me personally because I went and bought some books. Today I am filming a August TBR and book haul. So there is this huge book warehouse in Easley, South Carolina. They do like 4 or 5 book sales each year. And if you can imagine this huge warehouse with just books everywhere and everything being 70% off, including all of their games and puzzles, that is what happened this weekend. I'm gonna get into the haul first because that is what I am personally most excited about, but I also have about 4 books that I want to share that I plan on reading for the month of August. So I have this huge box here of stuff, and I'm just gonna pull out the stuff that's at the top first, which are some puzzles. First, we have this 1,000-piece Galison panoramic puzzle. So this is the over and under design. It is pretty cute, if I say so myself. All of these were 70% off, so I went crazy with the puzzles. Next, we have this Chocolate Factory movie puzzle. This is also 1,000 pieces, but I'm excited for this. I would like busy puzzles that are very colorful. Another busy puzzle, this is the World of Frankenstein. This is another 1,000-piece puzzle. Next, I have this another 1,000-piece puzzle called the Raconteur. This is done by Hardy Grant Books. So I got 5 puzzles. This is the last one. This is just a puzzle of Japan. Fun fact, am from this little island down here called Okinawa. This is 1,000 pieces and it's done by Hardy Grant Travel Publishing. So this was a great stack of puzzles. I think I want to get to, I would love to try and get to maybe the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory puzzle first. I might crack that open tonight. Next, another non-bookish thing that I bought was this Lego notebook. Look, it's kind of like raised. So the front is blue and green. The back is like the orange, reds, and yellows. And it's just a basic little, it's just a basic notebook. And I just bought it because it's 70% off and it's so cute. I have 5 books and a collection that I purchased. So just to give you an idea, my total came out to be about $82, which honestly, like, puzzles usually go for like $20 and up. First book that I picked up was The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. This just looked very beautiful and I saw this very briefly somewhere on Bookstagram, so I just picked it up. The back reads, "Every great city has a soul. Some are ancient as myths, other are as new and destructive as children. New York, she's got 6, and all 6 will be called to arms in the greatest battle the city has ever fought." So it sounds like the city itself is a character, which I love books like that. Oh my God, look, there's a little tentacle coming out of the sea. So maybe the city comes alive. Again, I don't really know what this book is about, but I'm really excited to read it. Next, I picked up Mango and Peppercorns, a memoir of food, an unlikely family, and the American dream. So this is one of those books that I added to my story graph when I was trying to find more books on food and memoir. This was after I had read Crying in H Mart and I wanted to read more memoirs based around food, family life, and community. And so this was one that popped up a lot. And the back reads, "A deeply personal story of 2 unlikely friends who bonded through food and against all odds turned a 4-table restaurant near Miami's Little Havana into a nationally acclaimed destination." Next book that I found, I got this because it looked so cute, but that's Cinderella Goes to the Morgue by Nancy Spain. And apparently Nancy Spain has a bunch of other books in this, I don't know, in this type of like modern classic collection that she has. I'm assuming this is a Cinderella retelling. The back says, "When Prince Charming is murdered and the principal dancer hits the bottle, amateur sleuths Miriam Birdseye and Natasha Nivorkina come to the rescue. Sacrificing their Christmas plans for the sake of art and detecting, they join the pantomime. As ex-thespians, they know the show must go on even though the cast shrinks with each rehearsal. Can the indomitable detective duo discover the murderer before the final curtain falls? Fast-paced and festive, this comic crime classic from Nancy Spain will keep you on the edge of your seat. Maybe it's not quite a Cinderella retelling, but maybe it's just like heavy, what's it called? Heavy references to it. So next, after browsing around the store, I just got overwhelmed, and they didn't have a lot of newer books that I was hoping. I was hoping that I could walk away with all Emily Henry that day, but they just had all sorts of different stuff. So you had to look very carefully, and I found The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. Don't know much about this book at all. Anytime I hear Donna Tartt though, my brain does go towards academia heavy read. So we will see if I ever get through this. I'm hoping I'll get through this in the fall. Second to last, I found this book, The Body Scout, a novel by Lincoln Mitchell. Now, I immediately assumed that this was like a sci-fi book, and the back reads, named a New York Times Best Science Fiction Book of the Year, The Body Scout is a diamond-sharp debut set in an all-too-possible future. In a world where bodies are the latest commodity, out-of-date cyborg and baseball scout Kobo must track down his brother's killer and find out what life is really worth. That sounds fascinating. That was actually my first time reading the back. I kind of just picked this book up because I was like, it's 70% off. I assume this is I assume that this is a mainly like sci-fi speculative fiction type book, and I'm very excited because I love those types of books in that genre. So again, a beautiful book cover. I am a sucker for good books, and I do judge books by their cover. Last but not least in this haul, I have the Sherlock Holmes collection, and look at just how pretty it is. So Sherlock Holmes is one, I'm gonna unravel this while I talk, but Sherlock Holmes is one of those like characters and storylines that I kind of just know of, but I've never really fully read the original story of. And so I've watched the show Sherlock back when I was like 18 years old, about to start college. It was that summer before college actually, when I had nothing to do. And so I know a little bit about the Sherlock lore, but I've never really dived into it before. So let's pull this first one out. The Adventure of Sherlock Holmes by Arthur Conan Doyle. That is very pretty. All right, let's shift gears and start chatting about my August TBR. Last night on Book Instagram, there's an account that I follow called Gobbling Up Books, and for some reason the owner's name is not popping up into my head, but they posted a thing about audiobooks and audiobooks that they like, and An American Marriage was one of them. So I started it this morning and absolutely love it. Love the narration, love the storyline. From what I can understand, we follow these two main characters who are married. They live in the South, they're from the South. This is a Southern American type marriage and little couple and family. And the story opens up with the husband talking about a little bit of his familial background, a little bit about his wife, and it talks about a argument that they had one night after they were visiting his family. And then the scene or the chapter ends and it transitions into the wife's perspective. So it's multiple perspectives in this book. It's the wife's perspective. Her name is Celestial. And from what I understand, I believe the husband was committed of a crime that night that she knows her husband did not commit. And so I'm assuming the rest of the story just follows their marriage and them dealing with this one night and how it changed the course of their marriage and their lives forevermore. So, so far it is great. I don't think it's a book that I would normally pick up, but I just tried it out of a whim, and I've been having such a hard time with audiobooks recently. So this has been really great, and I am about, I am about an hour in already, and that's because I have a 30 commute to work and back, so I've already hit 1 hour. The next book that I want to read is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I made this little, I gotta perfect my crochet with this, but I made this little leaf bookmark. It's kind of floppy, but I have been buddy reading this with my hometown friend Sage, and we have been taking our sweet time reading this book because we've both been busy this summer. But I'm about halfway through and I really like this story so far. There are bits and pieces of times where I love Evelyn Hugo's character and the way that she's telling the story. For those of you that don't know, the story follows this journalist named Monique who gets called up by this famous celebrity named Evelyn Hugo. And she just thinks that it's going to be another like news article gossip thing about this one celebrity. But the thing is, Evelyn Hugo was absolutely famous in the 80s, but she's had 7 husbands. There's a lot of drama around this woman and people don't really know the full backstory. And so Monique gets called up by Evelyn Hugo to tell her story. So we go through all of that. We figure out the relationships of all the different husbands of Evelyn Hugo, the inside scoop. And so far, I love it. You also, I guess there's some sort of connection between Monique and Evelyn Hugo. And my guess is that maybe Monique was adopted. Maybe Monique is somehow related to Evelyn Hugo. Maybe one of the husbands was Monique's dad. I don't know. But I am halfway through. This will probably be one of the first books that I finish this month, so I'm excited. Next, I have Untamed by Glennon Doyle. I think like 4 different people over the course of the last 2 months have told me to pick up this book. Everyone that I know that has read this book absolutely love it. I don't know much about Glennon Doyle other than she's married to Abby Wambach, and Abby Wambach is an OG US women's soccer team player. So I don't know much about Glennon Doyle and her story, but I know this is one of those type of like self-helpy Brene Brown-esque type books. So we'll see what I get from it. But again, everyone I know absolutely loves this book. Next is a book on my Kindle, and I wanted to show everyone just how cute this is. I made a Kindle cover. I gotta like trim this little piece off, and I put a little snap on it so that it's secure. And look at how cute. It perfectly fits my Kindle. It's in the shape of an envelope with a little heart, if you can tell that it is a heart. But anyway, on my Kindle, I am reading Monsoon Mansion by Sanelle Barnes for my August book club. Sanelle Barnes is a local South Carolina author. She's now based in the Charleston area, but she did go to Converse for her master's in fine arts degree, which is awesome. That's where I went to college and where I'm doing my graduate school. Sanelle Barnes immigrated from the Philippines to the States, and I believe this is a memoir kind of documenting that process and experience. And Sanelle Barnes is a great writer. If you have ever read A Measure of Belonging, she has edited that book and wrote the introduction to it. And I haven't read any of her other books, but her whole backlist is definitely on my TBR because I know she has other stuff coming out soon. So that is about it for all of the books that I have purchased this month, as well as books that I want to read for the month of August. I know that I never really get through my TBR whenever I do a video, but I am determined to do that this month. And I have a lot more free time on my hands for the next couple weeks until my classes start back up. But I have been really into crocheting recently, so we'll see how this goes. Anyway, that is it for this video. Let me know what you guys will be reading in the comments down below, or send me an Instagram DM. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and I will see you very soon. Bye everyone.